Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another Stitch It Sunday. And this is the third Sunday of the month. Kira, Ness, and I both show you some ways to include stitching on your layouts. And so for today, I'm just kind of showing you a glimpse at a bunch of the products that I've pulled out to use for this layout. And I'm going to start out with this paper from Chasing Dreams. It's called Keepsake. And I am going to grab some gray thread and go to my sewing machine to start with and add some little details. So I've picked 5 different spots where these kind of pattern paper strips meet, and I've done some stitching just with a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. And now I'm going to take my paper piercing tool and I'm going to poke holes all around this half of an ampersand that's sticking out in the one area. And so I know that I want that to kind of be an edge detail for my photo. So I've gone ahead and taken some embroidery thread in gray and just stitched around the outside kind of outline of that section. So now I'm going to take my photo, and this is just a 4x6, and I'm going to mat it a little bit differently than I usually do because I want that ampersand to be like right up on the edge of my photo. I don't want there to be a mat in the middle. So I'm going to mat my photo such that the matting shows on 3 sides and there's no matting that shows on that far right hand edge. And so that is not something that I would typically do, but it is something that this particular layout design and background paper kind of made necessary based on the fact that I wanted to include the stitching. So this is a really easy way to kind of incorporate stitching and get started with stitching on your layouts is to choose a background page or a 12 by 12 paper that has some small details that lend themselves to stitching. So you want to look for kind of icons or shapes that have not a whole ton of small details to them when you're very first starting. So something simple like this ampersand or the outline of a flower or a star or a big heart. Things like that are very simple ways to get started. So now what I'm going to do is I wanted to add just a little bit of a pop of bright color because everything else in this layout is very kind of subdued neutral colors. So I'm taking my distress ink, and this is an abandoned coral, and I'm just using the packaging technique to create this kind of really bright pop of color. And most of it is going to be hidden behind my mats on my photo. So just a little bit of it is going to peek out. And then I'm also going to take some distress stain, and this one is called Mowed Lawn. And I'm going to use that to do some splatters. And I am going to extend those splatters kind of up in the top left and then kind of around the edges. So then I've taken my photo with its mats and I've placed it on some thicker fun foam so that it's going to pop up off the page a little bit. And then I've taken these little pieces of like fake sea glass, and I thought these would be really neat to string on this baker's twine. And then I'm going to use them as part of my title element. So I've taken some little puffy stickers from Freckled Fawn. And these are the ones in white that Jen Scow designed with her handwriting. And they are some of my favorite letters for titles right now. And they fit perfectly on these little pieces of fake sea glass. And so I'm going to use those to create kind of a title element here underneath my photo. And that's going to be, it just says the word treasures. I know it's kind of hard to see. You'll see it a lot better in the close-ups. And then I had this random tag sitting on my desk that came in a package that I had ordered, and it just said thank you on it. So I'm just going to use that top edge because I really liked that green color. And I'm going to tuck that in behind my photo. And then I'm going to grab, I had pulled out a bunch of chipboard ephemera pieces from the Chasing Dreams collection, and I'm going to grab those. And then I'm also going to take these stickers, which are called Cloud, and they are just white kind of blocky letters. And I'm going to put those right on top of my photo, and I'm going to put them all the way over to the right hand side edge because I know that I want to add some of those little phrase stickers over on the left. So my title is just going to say Beach Treasures, and then I'm going to grab these little pieces of ephemera, and from here the rest of the layout comes together pretty quickly. I'm just going to layer up some of those little banners up in that top left, and then I'm going to place this little piece that says Delight in the Everyday Moments, and then I have a couple of hearts I'm going to include as well. So do make sure that you check out Kira's video. She's also working on stitching, and hers is amazing this week. She's showing you some stitching detail for a big title, and it looks phenomenal. So definitely make sure you check out her video. The other thing is if you happen to be in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, you can request some of those sea glass pieces that I have my title placed on. If that's something that you are interested in having in your kit, you can absolutely request some of those, because I do have a bunch of those left over in my collection. I picked them up at the store thinking they would make the perfect title, and they make me really happy that it kind of came together the way I wanted it to. So now I'm going to grab some sequins from SpiegelMom Scraps, and these are called Morning Glow, and they're these very light, kind of very pastel peaches and clears, and then they have this pop of a really like bright blue. And so there's nothing else bright on this layout, so I really like the idea of having one of those bright blue sequins in each one of my clusters, just because it kind of goes along with this idea of these hidden treasures and these beach treasures that my son had found that are in the photo. I did add some little teeny tiny seashells in different places on this layout, and I just used my Zots for that as well. And so I do hope that you enjoyed this layout and how it came together with some easy tips for stitching, and I will see you again soon. Do make sure you like and subscribe and check out Kira's video as well. Bye!